Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to Chazzy, the very first one of this new era of mine coming back to YouTube, going towards my 900th video, the very first review of a TV series, although today's just, bro, I don't even know where to begin with today, man. It's gonna be quite possibly the most nostalgic thing I've ever reviewed on this channel, even more so than the two Goofy movies that I have talked about recently, Just in case you guys missed it, I have been playing Disneyland Adventures here on my channel. I think at this point, I might be 6 or 7 videos, and I'm gonna leave a link to the playlist right up here if you guys want to binge and catch up on it, Basically, it's a game where you wander around Disney World, in California, doing activities and like little missions and talking to the characters, interacting with them, basically exploring the park, and I love it so much, It's very nostalgic to me. It makes me feel so good, and I have been doing a few other vlogs on the side related to Disney, I've reviewed a few classic movies. I've been talking about Disney's relationship with, for example, Star Wars, and today I'm going to be going way back to the roots and reviewing something that I haven't watched. Well, actually, I was going to say that I haven't watched it in years, but I have been binging it recently because all of the episodes are available for free on YouTube on the corresponding channel. It is Disney's House of Mouse. God, man, I used to love this show so much as a kid, bro. It's not even funny. I was addicted to this when I was like a freaking child, And even into my adolescent years, I was still hooked because I've always been a fan of Disney, even now as an adult. But going back and rewatching this show now with really high quality on my TV, I almost cried in some episodes, man. The show originally ran from 2001 to 2003, and it was sort of like it was basically not exactly a spin-off, but it was produced by Walt Disney Television Animation, so it kind of like took a little bit of intellectual properties from, for example, I think it was Disney Works. No, sorry, let me take a look here. It was well, what was it called? Mickey Mouse Works. Here we go, It took a lot of inspiration from those cartoons, and in total there were 3 seasons with 52 episodes, and basically the premise is that Mickey and his friends, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Daisy, they are running this kind of like a theater club, in downtown Toontown, and basically every possible character that's popular in Disney canon, they frequent this place, It's almost like the characters are actually, it's like Pixar where they pretend like the characters are actors and actresses, All of the characters go there to frequent this nightclub, where they have like a whole show, they play cartoons, there's food. It's really, really awesome. And it's like, it turned the Mickey Mouse multiverse, let's say, into an actual canonical place where it's actually, it's almost like they're breaking the fourth wall because it makes it look like the characters, like for example, Mickey will say, here's a cartoon starring Donald or Goofy or myself, almost like they are actors who were in that cartoon, which is really cool. Of course, when you're a kid, you don't really read too much into that, but as an adult, I have to wonder, this is funny, it's almost like they're actual actors acting in cartoons, and now but anyway, so each episode has its own little unique spin, there's always some dilemma happening in the nightclub, usually with the villain Pete, and it's funny because the regular Disney characters, the protagonists and the antagonists, they come together watching the cartoons. It's really cool, man. I loved it so much, dude, and usually each episode clocks in at about 20 or so minutes, with the cartoons that they show, making up like a little bit of half of that, Usually there's like 2 or 3 cartoons, They pull a lot of inspiration from the old cartoons of like the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and a few more modern ones. So it's just really awesome, dude. I love it so much. I love this series, I finished season 1 in like less than a week, and now, in case you guys have never heard of this, have never seen it, what rock have you been living under? I'm going to show you guys a clip here from Disney's House of Mouse if I can, preferably from season 1, because I think I might have time for 3 different clips. So here's one from season 1, I guess.
I'm sure Daisy forgives me. Hi, Daisy. Are you ready for our date?
Date? Huh. I don't ever want to see you again. You have too bad a temper.
No, wait! Stupid
So come on up to the House of Mouse. Now, honestly, dude, I think the best part about this series is that it was an officially licensed Disney product, man, you know, a Disney property rather. So the actual real, genuine voice actors who have voiced these characters for decades actually participate, you know. So we have Wayne Allwyn voicing Mickey Mouse, Tony Anselmo voicing Donald Duck, you know, Bill Farmer voicing Goofy, you know. Then there's Russie Taylor voicing Minnie, you know, like all of the, and also Jim Cummings, who's the voice of Pete, you know, like literally all of the actual voice actors are there. The same thing with the Disneyland Adventures game that I've been playing on my channel, you know, it's crazy, dude, you know. The actors really embraced this product and got on board with it all the way, you know. That's why I love it so much. And you know, like there are a few obscure and rarer Disney characters who have appearances who actually speak for the first time, like the Big Bad Wolf, you know, and also April, May, and June, who were from I forgot where they were from. They were from from the Duck family, the Donald Duck family, you know. So a few more tidbits of info about the series, you know, like sometimes the certain characters will come in and make up the main crust of a story, you know, like we're gonna have a story revolving around Goofy trying to get a date, you know, or Donald wanting to have a bigger role in the park, because Donald is a very jealous friend of Mickey. He always wants to be in the spotlight, you know. At one point he wanted the house to be called House of Duck instead of Mouse, you know. And of course we see a bunch of antics happening, you know. Sometimes a villain will come by, like Jafar from Aladdin will come and want the precious lamp, you know, which is a whole different one. That was a really good episode. There was a whole subversion of expectations there, you know. But as the series goes on, we see more and more villains, you know, playing bigger roles. And there were actually two direct-to-video films, you know. The first one being Mickey's Magical Night Snowed In at the House of Mouse, you know, which was catered around Christmas, so they played really cool Christmas-themed cartoons, you know. And then later Mickey's House of Villains, you know, which came out around Halloween. I actually had this on VHS, man. God, that made me sound so old. I had Mickey's House of Villains on VHS. I watched it a lot of times, you know, so spooky Halloween related stories, you know, shorts, the cartoons, and the whole plot, you know, so that's really cool. I love these movies, you know. I love Mickey's Once and Twice Upon a Christmas, you know, it's a little unrelated, but let's get back into it, you know. So that's basically how House of Mouse works. And also, you know, a few things here, you know, we have also the show features a few cameos by characters who were created for other television, cartoons, and theme park attractions, but they're very few and far between, you know. There are a few really obscure characters that show up that you're kind of like, who the hell are they? Where are they in the Disney canon, the lore? What do they represent? But still, the premise of each episode showing different cartoons in different categories, like sometimes they'll take cartoons from like the 1930s into the 50s, but at some point in the third season, they would the original cartoons from Mickey's damn it, from Mickey's, what is it called? Mickey Mouse Works, you know. They started to, because that ran from 1999 to 2000 or so, so they would pull a lot of cartoons from there as well, you know, the 2 seasons there, 105 segments in total, but eventually there was a finite number of cartoons, so they started to kind of run out, so they would show older cartoons, you know, from way back in the day, the earlier animations. So sometimes there will be symphonies where it's just music playing. There will be my favorite is the Goofy how-to cartoons, where it shows you, I don't know, how to be smart, how to be a spy, how to be an athlete, how to do this and that. It's really cool, you know. The Mickey Mouse cartoons are more stories of him trying to impress Minnie or doing something. The Donald cartoons are always him, kind of like being screwed over, like Wile E. Coyote style in Roadrunner, you know. That's really cool. He always gets frustrated, his voice, the whole wow, that thing, you know. And there are other characters like Pluto, you know. There's this recurring cartoon format which is Pluto gets the paper, where he tries to go outside to fetch the newspaper for Mickey, but there's always a series of obstacles, you know. It's really cool, man, the way that they structure different cartoons, you know. And in the Christmas and Halloween ones, it's all of the seasonal episodes, you know, the seasonal cartoons, so I also like that a lot too. And also, so here we go. The episodes focus on Mickey trying to solve an issue during the operation of the club, this, that, you know. And then a lot of them have Pete involved, because I think he's like the landlord and he's always trying to kick them out of the house for some reason. It's like, do you not want rent? I don't understand how that works there. But anyway, yes, there are a few different mishaps, this and that, you know. I'm trying to read here things that I didn't know before. And yes, and then eventually the cartoon shorts play and the episodes and this and that. Okay, but basically that's it, guys, you know. So, oh, and some stories are set with a specific theme for different characters, you know, different scenarios, you know. So yes, there is a recurring one where Pete is always kidnapping Minnie and Mickey has to save her, and there are different obstacles in the way, this and that. That's basically how it works, you know. And before I get into the more nostalgic factor of it, let's take a look at a clip here. Hopefully, if I can get one from season 2 of House of Mouse.
Oh, get it? Hello? Hello? Ooh, what's that? I can't understand you. Lousy duck phones.
Bro, seriously, I think as soon as I'm done recording this video, if I don't have time or the battery to record another one, I think I'm gonna watch House of Mouse. I'm gonna finish season 1. I think there's like 1 or 2 more episodes. Then I'm gonna watch season 2 and Dazabagaba. So anyway, what I think is really cool is how each character has their own little job, you know, in the House of Mouse. So Mickey is the general manager, you know, he's the one who runs the entire operating, you know, and he's the co-owner of it, you know, and he largely leaves the management to his friends, you know. And so here we go, he's also the showbiz superstar, and Minnie is the planner and bookkeeper, you know, so she's kind of like the administrator of the day-to-day activities, you know. And then Donald is the deputy manager who's responsible for the overall customer service, you know, attending to the needs of the VIP guests and stuff, you know. And he's the co-owner alongside with Mickey, but he's also very envious, like I said before, you know. So anyway, Daisy is the reservation clerk, you know, so she does have a dream of being a star in her own right, just like Donald, you know, but she's mostly the receptionist, you know. And also Goofy is the head waiter who manages the restaurant operations, though, along with the penguin waiters there, you know. He's always accident prone, but he's still pretty genius in his line of work as well. Then Pluto, you know, is kind of like the mascot, but also the personal assistant to Mickey and Minnie. Then we have Horace Collar, who is the technical engineer. He's in charge of the lighting, you know, the loudspeakers, the video players, and this and that, you know. So anyway, so then Clarabelle Cow is kind of like the gossip monger with her own show and stuff. I know she spreads rumors and stuff, but I don't think she showed up a lot in season 1. And then Max, who's Goofy's son, you know, he's the valet parking attendant, you know. He does like his work, but sometimes he'll have episodes of him debating, feature stories about him debating over things he witnesses or wishes to enjoy. But anyway, yes, he likes his job, but he's miserable. But anyway, those are kind of like the main characters, you know. Now, what this show represents to me is such tangible and squeezable nostalgia. If this show was a physical object, I could take it and squeeze it and it would ooze nostalgia all over my hands, man, you know, because not only did I watch it as a kid, but I grew up with Disney properties, you know. Dude, I lived pretty close to Disney World, you know. I grew up in the US, so I went there multiple times, you know, when I was a child. I grew up watching the movies, you know, some of the TV cartoons, you know. I played a lot of games, so it just feels so real to me, you know. It's like I'm literally holding my childhood in my hands, you know. So House of Mouse represents this in spades, you know. Being able to watch it today as an adult and reminisce on the things that I saw back then, you know, to me it's just incredible, and it almost brings a tear to my eye, man, you know. It really just almost makes me cry, because God damn it, man. Despite so many changes in Disney's lineup today, you know, moving on to different content and buying everything from Marvel to Star Wars, you know, when I go back and watch these cartoons, I don't even know if they still produce them, you know, because I'm pretty sure their show ended because they didn't have any more cartoons to show. Don't know if they are still producing Mickey Mouse shorts today. They probably are, but in a different animation style, you know. So going back and watching this is kind of like it's just like peanut butter and jelly to me, you know. It feels so good. And if I could give this show a rating, even though it's so old, I mean, come on, man, 10 out of freaking 10. There is no debate at all. Of course it was going to be a perfect 10 out of 10, you know. I don't know how much it cost to make. I don't know what the overall gross was, but I don't care. I just love this series so much, you know, and I'm going to keep watching it on YouTube. If you've never seen this show, you know, or if you have seen it many years ago and you didn't know how you could watch it, maybe it's on Disney Plus, and if it's not, and if you have it, but if you don't have Disney Plus, you can watch it on YouTube here. I'm going to leave a playlist here to the actual House of Mouse YouTube channel where they have the entire series there, all 3 seasons, you know. In HD, by the way, so I just love it so much, man. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, so yes, going back and seeing that, you know, I reviewed recently the Goofy movie and an extremely Goofy movie. Maybe I'll leave a link to those 2 at the end card there, the outro screen, you know. But this somehow feels even more nostalgic, you know, because it goes back to when it shows you different cartoons from different eras that are just so good to watch, you know, and reminiscent. So this show to me is flawless, man, you know? It's like I have so many modern things on Netflix and Amazon Prime to watch, but going back to my roots and seeing a little bit of this just makes all the difference in the world to me, you know? So much joy in such three short seasons, you know? 52 episodes of pure happiness, you know? I love it so much, man, you know? The way they stylize it in the form of a nightclub, you know, a play, movie theater kind of thing, you know? It's just tremendously amazing. And honestly, I don't know what else I can say, man. This is it's gonna fit perfectly with my Disneyland Adventures gameplays, you know. I think I uploaded one before this, or will upload one after this, you know, maybe both, you know. So it's gonna be smack dab between that, you know. And stick around because Disneyland Adventures is really getting awesome at this point, you know. The final gameplay is going to be something really cool related to Mickey Mouse and company, you know, so I hope you guys stick around for that. Am I still recording? Yeah, it's all good. Sometimes this camera stops recording out of nowhere. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I can say, you know. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm rushing. It's because I'm really freaking hungry. Sometimes I speak fast without noticing. My food is right there. I have to eat my lunch. And so that's it, guys. If you happen to like this video, if it made you feel nostalgic, please go ahead and give it a like and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, do please also hit the notification bell as well so you can know exactly what time I upload because it is one video every single day except for Sundays where there are 2, and up until the 900th I will maintain this schedule here. Anyway, guys, that's it. That is it for now. This is Chazzy signing out for now from the House of Mouse on YouTube, and as always I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen. Oh!